The God has got no chill. Don't come at me, portraying my words as if I am an atheist on a routine drill. To specify it, I am not an atheist, but I don't delve on just perceptions, and I am not so enlightened about God, for I am no priest. I haven't even got a clear vision about human beings, so you cannot expect me to understand godly things. But I know this, and so might you, the God has really got no chill. The world is crying right now, and God has just put forth a deaf ear. It feels like we are underwater screaming for fresh air, only that the screams are muffled. But see how the God chuckled as we drowned in a pool bit by bit, the pull of the water engulfing everything in it. We tried to grab a lifeline, but oh, it's just the water around our fingers, and we go down and down and down to touch the depths where no light lingers. We are dying and we see no help. We are in despair, we can feel heaviness as we take a step. We look up at the sky to pray, but there's only the sun blinding us as we go astray. We look around ourselves and see death, not knowing how to at least breathe freely and not feel red. Red? Yes, red, for blood is red and we all have lost our layers. But for the one who made us, is he listening to our prayers? Someone among us made an unforgivable blunder and the world has come to a standstill. But I know somewhat more than just unrest. The God is in a state of no chill. He is uncovering layers after layers of suffering, unwinding threads of things life-threatening, and we are just sitting here locked in our houses, battling the situation with endo techniques like YouTube and browsers. All we can do is looking back at the debris of our expensive happy pill. For God has really got no chill. I stand in my balcony thinking about lively things, the overzealous me feeling all low when suddenly my phone rings. I look at my phone screen and see an unknown number from an unknown country. I decide whether or not to pick it up, but it stops ringing, only to ring again. I frown as I stand paranoid because of all the frauds going on around, but the ringing doesn't stop. It must be something important, so I count as the clocks tick 1, then 2, then 3. Hello? I say in a voice I can't recognize, wondering what they want from me. I decide to speak, keeping my fears aside. I have laid some rules for you all to abide. I hear a deep voice from the other side of the phone. I try to check the caller ID, but it's not shown. I say, "Who is it?" To which the voice replies, "You all did what you saw fit." Now, even though I don't like accusations being thrown at me, somehow I am mesmerized by the voice. Even though it feels like the voice has been deprived of any freedom or choice and it's trying to do something that's more than just complain, somewhere, hidden behind the stillness of the voice, there's a tinge of pain. I like that voice, and in my head it rings perfectly, for human beings are a bunch of masochists, me included. I ask again, "Who are you?" And the deep voice replies, "I am the most efficient among the florists." I frown and decide to cut the call, but my ears, my longing for that hypnotizing voice clouds my judgment, and I lose myself in that uncertain moment. I didn't make water for you all to drown. The voice echoes throughout my head, and I can imagine the person frown. You all try invading the water and blame me for drowning. You are fascinated by the depths, forgetting that I provided banks, and you accuse me of clowning? I stand in my balcony, speechless, for there could be only one efficient florist and only one creator, and human beings are under no one except one curator. I refuse to believe myself for that voice, but I really have no choice. I am a human being and I might have many just online moods, but being a human, I can recognize the one who's connected to my roots. A fear instills in my mind. I search for words, but they are nowhere to find. My confusions get promoted to the what if kind. You recognized me correctly, the voice says, reading my mind. The phone almost falls from my hand. My feet falter where I stand. I hear the voice speak again, this time gravely. Human beings have been so foolish lately. I have given a degradable structure, a mind, soul and heart, but look at how you all played your part. I poured life into you and christened you human, but you all acted like a non-human. I gifted you with emotions and set a plethora of beautiful tunes, but I didn't realize, instead of castles, I was building up sand dunes. Maybe life isn't fair to you, but look at me. I am disappointed too. You all put hate in your hearts when I made you as the fruit of love. You never looked down at the earth, always trying to reach a place that's far above. I gave you a brain that should have functioned to help the needy, but you use it to harm the others. You all are so greedy. I, my dear child, don't even have the courage or words to spill. That's why, as a god, I have got no chill. I gave you eyes that can see and show love, but I find ploys in those eyes as cold as ice. I used to be proud of my creation, and now I spill tears of gold and sigh in frustration. I built a dynamic world and you all blame me for the standstill. Yes, this is the reason the God has got no chill. I feel a teardrop trickle down my face as I hear the pain in that voice, cracking at times, hitting my soul like darts, and emptiness spreading through me, making me feel helpless as if I lost my precious dimes. I have never thought it this way. We keep waging wars against God and His statute, and we whine when we have to pay. We have been so ungrateful and let God down. Listen, how much hurt He might be seeing the tormented oceans of ambitions and then seeing us drown. To rectify this, it shouldn't be just I, it needs to be we. For we all have our own gardens and a need to cut our poison tree. We as human beings have so many things to mend and so many voids to fill. Until then, God will never have any time to chill.